Hey, what's up guys, this is Liam or Weagle on your Overwatch, back with a new video. Today we're going to be going through our top 5 worst ultimates in Overwatch right now. There's a few reasons we've put this list together. Some of them just don't get enough value often enough, and that is the main basis of our decisions here. But I want to have some fun, and in the comments I want you guys to let us know what you think are the 5 best ultimates in the game. Let us know, we'll look through the responses and make a video based on your guys' suggestions. Jumping straight into things, we're going to go with McCree. F that guy. McCree's High Noon can sometimes see some massive sextuple kills within games, but unfortunately it really isn't consistent enough. There's a lot of people in the community that really want McCree to get some sort of rework. I've seen suggestions that his cooldowns are quicker when he's getting kills or hitting headshots. Some people have recommended that maybe he could roll during his ultimate. Others simply want him to have more damage, and others his flashbang actually stopping people in their tracks so it's easier to get a kill, although that would be then more like Roadhog's hook. There's a lot of different ways of looking at this, but overall, if McCree's ult could get some sort of rework, it may be enough to bring him back into the meta again. He's one of the highest skill cap heroes in the game, and he does a great amount of damage, but other than zoning with his ult or going on a mad flank and getting lucky, it can be very difficult getting value out of his ultimate often enough, especially when his direct competition is Soldier and you just press Q and get free kills. It just really doesn't weigh up the same. Next up, we've got Junkrat, one of my favourite heroes to play, but always difficult to actually fit him into a team comp, and maybe that's because of his ultimate that makes so much noise people on other maps in other matches can hear it. It's so simple to destroy, only takes a few bullets from any hero in the game, and you can seriously just listen to the sound cues. There are some ways to hide these sound cues, but it's not enough to not see it, and even though it can get an enormous amount of kills if coupled right and timed perfectly, this simply isn't easy enough to pull off and doesn't happen often enough. And ultimates are so important in Overwatch that when you're picking a hero, that is one of the main contributing factors, and we'll get into that in our next hero, which is Orisa. Now, Orisa is one of the newest heroes to the game, and I don't think we completely want to write her off yet, but her ultimate does something a little bit like Nano Boost, giving everybody much more damage, but they have to be within line of sight. Now, the issues with the ultimate itself are that it actually blurs the vision of everyone on your team. It's hard to see, and if you're at a bad angle, you can't see anything in the center of your screen. Also, it's super easy to destroy, and Nano Boost is so much easier to put on one target. It charges faster than Orisa's, or at least it's easier to charge it, and the person will get damage resistance on Nano too. When you're weighing up these values and the ultimates against the other tanks as well, it just doesn't stand up to their ultimates. Even Winston's, which can boop everyone around, knock people off maps, crowd control somebody that's ulting, and you've got Zarya's and Ryan's, which are some of the best ults in the game. So the thing is, Orisa just isn't hanging in the tank ult department, and even if you could coordinate it, the problem is her utility overall is either too hard to use, hasn't been figured out yet, or just really does need a buff, which is what we think, which then may make her ultimate a little bit more viable. If she can stay alive better, shield her own ultimate when she puts it down so it can't be destroyed instantly, then maybe we'll see her rise up in the meta. But as for now, her kit's cool but not strong enough, which means her ultimate is too. Now, I will go ahead and say just here that these aren't in any particular order, but the next on the list is an interesting one, because if an enemy is playing badly into this character, Torbjorn can be very good. But now that everybody knows all the placements for turrets in the map and Pharah are super strong in the meta, the turret can be destroyed so easily from so far away that getting any use out of Torbjorn's molten core can be very difficult. Now, one thing that's good is that if the turret is destroyed, which is what usually happens when you can pop this off, is it's already gone, so it won't deal that much damage, and even when it isn't gone, the molten core turret isn't absolutely incredible. Most people will avoid it, and if someone drops the beat, that will pretty much completely negate it. He can still do some damage when his turret's gone, but it's no better than anyone like Soldier, and very hard to pick him over that. Soldier's one of the best defensive heroes right now, and his ultimate is maybe a little bit too good? Question mark? I'm sure at some of the lower levels when people are coordinated, Torbjorn just absolutely rips through people, but in terms of the consistency of how much use and power you can get out of it on a regular basis, it just isn't worth weighing up, unfortunately, and there are simply other heroes with better ultimates and better pick choices. I don't know if it needs a buff or a change, as not everything has to be viable at every level, and this was a hard one to work into the top 5. It took some debating, but we do think it could maybe be changed a little bit. But as I say, not everyone in the game can always be viable. So the last one probably is the worst ultimate in the game, and I'm sure a lot of you guys are going to agree with it, and that is Widowmaker's sights. Now I know some people have said this ability is very good, but a well-placed Hanzo Sonic arrow every 20 seconds is actually just as useful, and that's not his ultimate ability. His ult, as an honorable mention, is one of the worst in the game as well, maybe ranking in 6th or 7th, but when comboed it's super powerful. Also, if there's a load of people in a tight spot, it can rip through them too. Widowmaker's sights not only is basically Hanzo's Sonic arrow, it also tells everyone on the enemy team where you are. Now at launch, whether it was a bug or not, this did get changed. Originally people didn't know when Widow had sights up, so it'd be easy for her and her team to jump on that advantage. After nerfing that though, everyone knows when you've got sights, everyone knows where not to peek, when not to peek, and honestly, if that ability was still in the game in that way, I think people would have already got used to it and know, well, there's a Widow on the enemy team, they probably have sights now. A lot of people know how ultimates and timings work. So really, I don't think this will be good enough even if they change that back. I don't know what alternate thing they could do for Widow, but I just really don't think that this is a good enough ultimate ability. The reason is, she does massive damage from across the map, and if you hit your shots, she can kill everything and carry the game entirely. She's probably the hardest hero to use in the game, but I think it'd be nice to have her have an ultimate that really has more value and adds to the team strategy of the game, because right now, Sonic Arrow is just better and it's not even an ultimate ability. If you have any suggestions for what you think Widow should have alternatively, or any ways you could buff sights, let me know in the comment section down below, and don't forget to vote for what you think are the top 5 ultimates, and we will include that in a new video sometime soon. So guys, let me know what you think. Remember, this is all for fun, not necessarily the dead set top 5 worst abilities in the game, but definitely some that could use some working or a little bit of tuning, or maybe they'll fall into the meta more as things progress. Be sure to check out our Twitch, our Twitter and our Discord, where you guys can join up with the Widow main of your dreams. Be sure to drop a like and subscribe if you guys enjoyed, and have a great day as always. Take care and peace, people.